for the shit that he did. I want to make him pay for the shit that he did in the ring, out the ring. However, we not friends. It ain't none of that. Like I said, he gonna pay for it. He gonna pay for what he did in the ring and out the ring. I mean that.
Devin Haney vows to sue Ryan Garcia for testing positive for PEDs, but he also believes a rematch is on the horizon. Meanwhile, Oscar De La Hoya implied that Haney's marketability was the reason for his payment problems from his fight against Ryan. He told Haney that he could audit his company to prove he pays his fighters. Oscar was also upset about the inconsistencies in the PED penalties handed out by different sanctioning bodies. De La Hoya said on Instagram, "All right, guys, everybody talked about Ryan Garcia. Now it's Pappy's turn. First of all, I don't condone PEDs whatsoever, period. But let's talk about the inconsistencies, the penalties, and the millions of dollars. I do not understand it." Despite that, he clearly wanted to emphasize the inconsistencies in the severity of the punishments handed out in such cases. He pointed out that Ryan Garcia was given a stiffer punishment than Canelo Alvarez and Shane Mosley. Oscar further added, "We should have a commission that oversees everything in every state because Canelo Alvarez gets popped in a different state and gets 6 months. Shane Mosley gets popped and gets 0. So, you're telling me Ryan Garcia gets a year and millions of dollars? That is not right." Seemingly, Haney just isn't happy with Garcia's 1-year suspension. For him, it isn't proportional to the damage it caused him in terms of financial and future fight prospects. To put things into perspective, having your previous promoter Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing not place any bid for his upcoming mandatory title defense fight against Sandor Martin must have hurt. Haney posted on X, "Wow, Matchroom, nasty work." He also added in another post, "I'm promoting myself from now on, or I might just work with." Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn recently clarified the reasoning behind opting to stay out of the purse bidding for the Devin Haney and Sandor Martin clash. In an appearance on Ariel Helwani's The MMA Hour, Hearn explained why Matchroom didn't bid on the fight and speculated why Devin Haney, who owns his own promotional company and has worked with co-promoters on a fight-by-fight basis, didn't bid on himself. Hearn stated, "He's not signed with me. He's not looking to sign a long-term deal with a promoter. I think he assumed we might bid, but he runs his own promotion, Devin Haney Promotions. They like having their logo on the poster, but they didn't want to lose money, and that's why they didn't bid." Interestingly, it was the Matchroom chairman himself who had advised Haney to defend his WBC super lightweight title against Sandor Martin. The initial move for Haney after the loss to Ryan Garcia was to unify the belt against Subriel Matias. However, Eddie Hearn reportedly said that he did not believe it was the right fight for Haney coming off a defeat. Bob Arum's Top Rank submitted a bid for $2,420,000 at the hearing. WBC will hold 10% amounting to a total of $242,000 in escrow as a win bonus. The remaining amount of $2,178,000 will be split between Haney and Martin 70-30. The Dream will walk away with a total of $1,524,600 as the defending titleist, while Martin gets $653,400 as the mandatory challenger. Before the bidding, Hearn saw the situation and predicted last April that Haney would vacate his WBC title rather than fight Sandor and take a small payday, but he still hasn't made that move. When asked about Haney's next fight with Martin, the British promoter told Sean Zittel, "The WBC belt is going to become vacant, and Sandor Martin v. Someone will take place. 100% he's not going to fight Sandor Martin. Who's going to pay for that?" Carl Moretti of Top Rank believes with the purse Haney would have wanted, Hearn had to know that Matchroom would lose money if they bid on the Sandor fight and won. He posted on X via Dan Raphael, "I understand why Matchroom didn't bid, because Eddie told me he didn't like the fight. I don't understand why Devin Haney Promotions didn't bid, since they're quote-unquote a promoter as well." In light of recent events, he sent out a series of tweets reacting to Matchroom's disinterest in the bid. He also expressed interest in taking time off of boxing after he is done with Martin. Haney recently sent out a tweet on X. There, he revealed how he plans to take time off of boxing and return in 2 years for a rematch with Ryan Garcia. "I'ma take some time, spend some of my money, travel the world, and I'll be back in 2 years after Ryan's suspension, and we can fight again." Seemingly, Haney just isn't happy with Garcia's 1-year suspension. For him, it isn't proportional to the damage it caused him in terms of financial and future fight prospects. However, Showbiz the Adult believes the fight was clean and simple. The ruling on Ryan Garcia's case was positive. His team settled the issue, which could have been worse.
I was thinking if it's ruled unintentional, it should be minimal. But they didn't consider that. With them not considering that, a year, I was thinking 6-month suspension, no contest. But a year, no contest, that's good too. That's good too. I have no problem with the ruling. I have no problem with the ruling. Strict liability is in Ryan Garcia's system. And that's the way they worked with it, in a way where there's just really you can't really, there's nothing really to question. There's nothing really to complain about. In the system, it sends a signal to everybody else. Make sure your shit's clean. All right? Showbiz for adult. Let me know how you all feel in the comments below. And I'm out.
According to Showbiz, it all came down to the fact that Ryan failed to disclose the names of the supplements that he was taking throughout his camp.
Bondage failed to disclose to the commission physicians all prescriptions or non-prescription medications or supplements taken prior to the bout in violation of the New York GBL 1007, all that, blah, blah, blah. In consideration of the above permissions, it is ordered.
Explaining the order, Showbiz commented, which means the reason why he was suspended was because he failed to disclose all the prescriptions or non-prescriptions, really the supplements, all the supplements he was taking. He then moved forward to the point that from the start, it was not really their concern whether the ingested substance was taken intentionally or unintentionally. All NIASAC was concerned about was that whatever substance or supplements Ryan took and handed over to the commission and was later found in his samples were listed in the list document that must be given to VADA prior so they can keep it in their database and later conduct tests on the fighter to check their eligibility. Showbiz stated, all the supplements, don't forget the supplements that he gives, got to be supplements that he wrote down to VADA. When you are a fighter, you have to list everything you will be taking throughout the camp so he cannot submit supplements that he hasn't written down on that list. If he does, we can't. You can't prove anything. He further added, it is over with. Of course, he's going to be penalized, and of course, he's going to be suspended because you must disclose that information. He did not list all the supplements he was taking. According to Showbiz, this is what led to Ryan's downfall, as not only he, but also his team failed to consider such an important matter, and they failed to disclose the supplements that he was taking and hand it over to VADA, which led to this suspension, which may be unfortunate but deserved in this case.
Ryan, that's on y'all. That's on y'all. Your team dropped the ball. It doesn't matter that your supplements popped or anything. They were not allowed to be any kind of evidence in the hearing. So at this point, brother, all you could do, all your lawyers could do, was to settle. You need to have that data supported. And
just like this, a new Pandora's box has been opened about how even negligence, whether intentional or innocent, can result in the suspension of the fighter from all international boxing forums. Ryan Garcia, the accused fighter, has not been shy to give his take on social media about how he is still innocent and is being framed potentially for being outspoken. Ryan also remarked on how other boxers, including Devin, have had visual evidence of drugs before his fights, but no legal step was taken against him. Ryan tweeted, "Why aren't the governing bodies of boxing and WBC, WBA, IBO, IBF looking into how Devin cheated in most of his fights by ballooning up over the legal weight gain?" Ryan has also expressed his disappointment over the suspension countless times after the whole revelation of what this suspension is based on and the reactions of others towards this. Ryan remarked, "The thing that helped me release my anger and just be at home was boxing, and they took that away." With all these declarations made about Ryan getting suspended because he did not disclose his supplements to the VADA, recently Garcia himself joined a live stream along with Bill Haney and Zab Judah, where he emphasized that he did not cheat, and the only reason that he pleaded guilty was to save himself from the lengthy court drama because he knows he will not get justice there. Ryan stated, "I don't care what anybody says. I know I never cheated my life. I plead guilty. Because it was either that or I go to court or wherever the hearing, and even if I win, in the hearing, they would say that no matter what they could suspend me. So I just took the year and said whatever I know I didn't cheat. I don't need to cheat. I've been boxing my whole life." After being interrogated by Bill Haney about the supplements that he took, Ryan stuck to his original statement saying that from the start, he was not aware of the contents within his supplements as he trusted his team and trainers to make that assessment on his behalf. Ryan also clarified his stance that he did not take anything illegal on his own, and everything that was ingested was checked beforehand by his trainer, Scooter, and his team, and then sent to the commission to check, but it still turned out to have Osterman.
Those are what the lawyers have, whichever ones that he provided me. He gave me 2 of the ones that he gave me. We sent that to a lab. They tested it, and it was tested with Osterman in its tablets.
What?
So my thing was tainted.
Which one?
There's no doubt in my mind.
What company? Which one? Which one of the supplements?
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't know what it's called.
To get some hindsight, Ryan and his team have made various statements and claims that they were not aware of the contents of the supplements, and these were overlooked by a trainer named Scooter, who was hired to help Ryan cut weight. Even Ryan himself admits that he took supplements given to him by Scooter that made him go down to 143, but made him ill and dizzy. Ryan commented, "The guy that came to help me lose weight, his name was Scooter. He brought me supplements, and I took the supplements, and that was the day before the fight. And then it just so happened that I tested the day before, and the day after. So that's exactly what happened. So a guy came in, helped me lose weight, and I took the supplements he gave me. And for sure, those are the ones. Hearing all these claims made against him, Scooter also gave his side of the story, stating that he is not to be blamed in this drama, as he was only there for 11 hours and was only supposed to help Ryan cut weight. According to Scooter, he was not aware of anything that Ryan did or took throughout the camp.
All I'm going to say is I got a phone call that Ryan Garcia had to make weight. Was the weight cut a pain in the ass? Yes. I was there for 11 hours. Do I know what went on in camp? No. Don't put my name in stuff that
Not moved by these declarations in the slightest, Devin Haney has stepped into the scene by giving an explosive interview with Ariel Helwani, where he did not shy away from throwing shots at his nemesis Ryan Garcia. Talking about the whole situation, Devin commented that this drama has gone on for too long and has become a complete train wreck about which people just can't stop talking about. He said, "I mean, it's definitely been a saga since the start. It has been a roller coaster and a circus, but where we are now, it is what it is." Devin also addressed the comments made about him regarding his loss to Ryan, and how even if Ryan was under the influence of any substance, still it was a very embarrassing loss for him. Devin, in response, emphasized how, in a scenario like this, where one guy clearly has an advantage due to his intake of PEDs, and the other guy doesn't, you can't expect a win no matter what the fighter brings into the ring.
Once you go in there with a guy who's on PEDs, it doesn't matter. You can do everything in the world. You can put, clauses. You can do whatever you want, but you aren't on an even playing field, and that just eliminates everything. Once one guy's on PEDs and one guy isn't, it doesn't matter.
But the most explosive part of the interview was definitely the threat made by Devin about how he will make Ryan pay in the inside of the ring by a rematch probably next year after both of them come back from their time away. With this, Devin also stood firm on his decision that he would also be taking legal action against Ryan for all the damage that he has caused him and to his career as a young boxer. Devin stated, "We are not friends. It ain't none of that. It's like I said, he's going to pay. He's going to pay for what he did in the ring and out of the ring, and I mean that in many different ways." While talking from a financial point of view, Devin remarked that the deal that Ryan signed, where he had to hand over $1 million to Golden Boy Promotions, is not really something he understands, as that money morally and ethically should belong to him, as he was the one who got the most damage from this whole debacle. He said, "I didn't understand that, but I'm trying. I'm trying to, My team is talking to the commission and talking to Golden Boy to figure out how that works." On being asked the question about how much he expects to get, Devin answered, "I don't know, that's what we're trying to figure out. But this whole situation has cost me money. I've lost money during this whole situation, which at the end day is boxing. But like I said, he will pay for everything." Moreover, Oscar took direct shots at Devin, essentially calling him out to be a loser and someone who just can't sell his shows, and now is going at everyone threatening to sue them. He also addressed the allegations made by Devin about him not paying him up by saying that he held his part of the bargain, and it was not his concern that Devin's fights were not selling well. He said, "Devin Haney, you're pathetic. You're dancing around in a bowling alley because you got your decision reversed? Nobody is going to forget about that beating you took, and let's not forget you're accusing me of not paying you. Bro, you just do not sell. You can audit my company anytime you want. That 1-year layoff, just enjoy it. Looking at how things are going, there is no possibility of peace between these two anywhere in the future." With Ryan now banned and away from the boxing scene, he seems to be focusing more on his family during this time, as he was recently seen out with his daughter. But despite all this, there is still a feeling of dissatisfaction portrayed by many around this whole ban thing, with some calling it too short and others calling the fine too excessive. One thing that everyone seems to have agreed on is to implement new amendments in the laws that concern these matters, yet not paying heed to any comment even mildly in support of Ryan. Devin continues on his quest for vengeance and to get back all that he lost because of this fight. He talked about how it all comes down to the morals of the fighter himself, as the contract that they both signed states that you must be clean during the duration of your camp and the fight itself, and you should uphold all the legalization stated in the contract, but Ryan still breached it and caused serious damage. Devin stated in the interview, "I signed a contract for a fair fight, where we do drug testing, where we go in and I'm clean, he's clean, and that wasn't the case, so like I said, he must pay. When we signed the contract, he said that he's gonna do it. He's gonna be clean going into the fight. I'm gonna be clean. It ain't gonna be nothing in my system. Ain't gonna be nothing in his system." He then added, "He didn't hold up the bargain. He didn't hold up on his side of that, so he will pay in the ring. I want to get it back in blood in the ring, but also outside the ring, as I'm still a businessman at the end of the day." Regardless of this clarification from both sides, there are many pros and fighters who have their ideas about the whole debacle. Teofimo Lopez, being one of the fighters who commented on this situation, seems tired of the entire thing, as it is taking the attention away from other things that are happening happening in the boxing world. He then added that the fans as well as the media should now settle down as the matter has been done with Ryan getting suspended and Devin now declared the winner. He emphasized that at this point, nothing that anyone says is going to matter or change anything. He said, "At the end of it, it's not going to matter what I say. You know, at the end, they already made an executive decision on these two fighters and what they're going to do." WBC said that he'll be the unified champion for his emotional stress. And for Ryan Garcia, the New York State Athletic Commission chose that he'll be banned for 1 year, so you know they gave both of them kind of a slap on the wrist, and we'll see what happens in the next following year. Similar to his son, Teofimo SR also appeared exasperated when asked the question about his views. Answering in his typical no-nonsense way, Teofimo SR remarked that this issue has now become a joke and nothing else, as there is no statement made by either side that holds any sense and is being done plainly to stay in the media.
Bro, that's all a freaking a joke, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't even follow that, you know. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. I have a fighter. We fight. You know, He
then added that these types of things should be evaluated in a professional manner, and fighters themselves should be checked and analyzed properly before giving a judgment. The pro then added that after the decision of Devin being the unified champion, he now holds a very precious title belt and should get out of this drama and prepare to fight other fighters as they will come after him looking for the title belt.
You know, when people are taking these substances, you know, it could be a mistake, so they got to see how much of it they have in their system to give, you know, to make these decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because you're taking off a whole year of a fighter's career. Nobody should be fighting with anything that's illegal in the system. I'm with that, but I think they took it the wrong way because there's a lot of champions out there that want to get a chance to get that belt that Devin is holding.
In a combined interview, both father and son advised Devin to stop being in the past and to stop pursuing all these lawsuits against Ryan. They gave a message to Devin to move forward to better fight opportunities. Lopez SR seemed to understand the mental toll it took on Devin after losing in such a brutal manner, but still emphasized that he should move on as there will be many contenders for his belt in the future, including his son, Teofimo Lopez. He said, "It's just a person that can take the win, but can't take the loss and just can't step ahead to the next fight. I think that it was just really bad, and he just can't wake up every day and see himself in the mirror because nobody likes to lose, especially the way he lost." He further added, "So, you know Devin is Devin, so Devin's going to do what Devin does. We just got to look up to what we got to do, and we have called everybody from the division because my son always wants to unify and he always wants to fight." Moving on to the next person, we have Emiliano Vargas. Being the son of the legendary boxer Fernando Vargas, Emiliano is all too aware of these suspensions that result from taking an illegal substance as way back in 2002. His father Fernando was also suspended for a period of 9 months and $100,000 fine after steroids were found in his system. Though Fernando claimed that this was not intentional just like Garcia, he still took full responsibility and stepped away from the boxing scene. With this situation hitting home, Emiliano commented that Ryan was punished for his wrongdoing, which is fair, but a ban like this can result in serious consequences if you are a younger fighter with limited chances. He also emphasized the fact that the fine in these cases should also be subjected as Ryan was able to pay it due to his level of stardom, but an ordinary fighter cannot. He said, "I mean, look, it is what it is, but Ryan Garcia is a famous fighter. He's able to make 50-70 million a fight and cruise until next year. Other fighters that make 1 or 2 million, and so other fighters. I think if they test positive, I think to fighters having a year suspension is everything. So it really depends on the commissions. I think they are doing a great job. They know what they're doing." Commenting on the response given by Devin Haney, Emiliano advised him to man up and stop lamenting about the whole thing. According to him, what was going to happen happened to Devin, and now he should stop worrying about the past and stay in shape during his year away from boxing. If he really thinks he can take Ryan Garcia, he should look forward to that fight. Emiliano said, "If he was positive, then I think it's rightful, but at the same time, you know that in the whole situation, I don't think Devin Haney should be crying and calling his lawyers this and that. But look, you say you could beat him. Make sure he's clean, then fight him again." At the end, just like always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and make sure to tell us about your thoughts in the comments below.